I never thought a simple reunion could unravel everything I believed about Emma and me. She'd invited me as her plus one, casual and distant, as if doing me a favor. "Just bring yourself," she'd said, her tone light but hollow. I brushed off the unease at first, convincing myself I was imagining it, but somewhere deep inside, something whispered that I wasn't. That evening, I arrived at the venue dressed in my best suit, rehearsing polite smiles and small talk, trying to shake off the heaviness that had been growing between us. The moment we stepped in, her friends swarmed her with laughter and nostalgia. To them, she was radiant, confident, charming, in her element. When she introduced me, her words stung more than I expected. "This is my plus one." No warmth, no pride, just a formal tag, like I was an accessory she brought to complete the picture. The night unfolded like a quiet humiliation. I tried to join conversations, but Emma subtly redirected them, her laughter sharp and detached. Each time she leaned toward her friends, whispering and smiling in ways she no longer did with me, I felt myself fade further into the background. By the time dessert arrived, I realized I wasn't at a reunion. I was part of a performance. I wasn't her partner. I was her prop. On the drive home, silence filled the car. I waited for her to acknowledge the tension, but she didn't. She scrolled through her phone, eyes glowed with the reflection of her screen. As if I wasn't even there, that silence spoke louder than any argument could. The next morning, I woke expecting some kind of reckoning, an apology, an explanation, anything. But she was gone. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Every message I sent remained unread. It was as if she had decided to erase me overnight. As the hours passed, I replayed everything. Her tone before the reunion, the glances, the careless dismissal in her voice. Each memory pieced together a truth I'd been too blind to see. Emma hadn't stopped loving me that night. She had stopped long before, slowly, quietly, in ways I had chosen not to notice. By noon, I wandered through our apartment, seeing it differently for the first time. The empty wine glasses, her clothes draped over the chair, the faint scent of her perfume in the hallway. It all felt like remnants of someone who had already left long before she physically did. A strange calm settled over me. There was grief, yes, but beneath it, something steady, clarity. For years, I'd been present but unseen. I'd mistaken routine for connection, politeness for affection. I had convinced myself that small gestures meant love when they were merely habit. That evening, I stopped waiting for her to call. Instead, I sat in the quiet and listened to the sound of my own thoughts, something I hadn't done in a long time. When she finally returned the next morning, she walked in as if nothing had happened. She greeted me casually, expecting the same old version of me. Patient, forgiving, easy to ignore. But something in me had changed. I looked at her and said calmly, "Emma, I'm not here to be anyone's plus one. I'm done being invisible." Her expression faltered, confusion, disbelief, and then fear. For the first time, she saw me, not the convenient shadow beside her, but the man who had finally stepped out of it. I gathered my things quietly. There was no shouting, no drama, just the sound of my footsteps against the floor, each one lighter than the last. Outside, the morning air was cold and clean. For the first time in years, I felt it fill my lungs without the weight of someone else's expectations pressing down. As I walked away, I realized that sometimes the loudest way to speak is through silence. The absence she once treated as proof of my insignificance had become my declaration of worth. She might never understand what she lost that night, but I didn't need her to, because in the quiet that followed, I found something I hadn't known I was missing myself. No longer an accessory, no longer unseen. Just me, whole, steady, and finally free,